There are many things that Primal could do to make this community a lot more happy regarding the changes they make to the game. But in this video, I want to go over only 8 of the 1000 things they could probably do. Why? Because these 8 are the most plausible, the most possible. Why the other ones will seem kind of a long shot for them to even implement. So the first one I want to draw your attention to, remember, this is all coming from a place of love for the game. It's nowhere from a place of hate at all. I'm not angry at the game. I'm all smiles and stuff. The first one I want to point your attention to, like a lot of players might already know about these ones also, because it has been said for a long time, but we need to keep echoing it in videos like this and giving feedback to the community or to them until they get it right as a quality of life improvement. The first one is this energy cap that has been in 130 since I started playing the game back in 2021. This has always been 130. I'm not even talking about how fast it regenerates. I'm talking about the amount of capped energy you can have right here. So if you're going to increase the amount of capped energy, you might as well increase the energy recharge rate, right? Because now we have a lot more content in the game that require us to actually use energy to farm. Back then in the game, you only had dungeons, right? This is the only place you spend energy on, dungeons. But now well, I'm talking about this dragon, ice golem, and spider, minnow, and fire knight. That's all we had. Nobody farms these arcane keeps back then. But now we have a iron twin structure that needs energy, and we have Sand Devil Necropolis needs energy, Phantom's Grove needs energy. A lot more content in the game needs energy. So I don't see why this energy cap is still at 130 and the regeneration rate is still the same. Basically trying to say spend your gems for it. Even if I want to spend my gems to refill, it will refill to 140, 150 whenever I spend my gems. Still 40 gems though. When I spend 40 gems, I want to see 150 energy refilled, or even 200 if they want to be extra generous. You can see I'm not even being too greedy and say give us 200 energy cap, so that when we spend 40 gems, it's 200 energy. Just make a little bit of quality of life improvement, so 140, 150. That will bring a lot of joy. It's not impressive for anybody coming into the game right now to tell you that this energy cap has been at 130 since the game started until now. Was it anything lower than this? I forget. I think it has always been at 130. You guys remind me if I forget, but this is what I've always known it to be, maybe because nothing has been done to it. That's the first one right here. The energy refill rate, the energy cap has to be improved. While you are doing that, the gem mine right here, a lot of content, we need energy and gems for these days. Kindly improve the regeneration rate of gems. Also, we can't have this after all this time that the gem mine has been launched. It has been the same. While a lot of things are changing in the game, but this old content that is supposed to benefit, maybe I'm coming from a free-to-play player perspective, it will also benefit every player. Even spenders will benefit from this, even not exceedingly, but at least they will also say good job player. Whenever something people are hating the game, they have this to point out that this is something that the game has done right, at least. So this is something that maybe should focus on and updated after some time. Might not be today, might not be this month, but at least they should add it to their calendar or list of things that have been suggested by the community. And yes, this energy recharge rate has been suggested for a long time. This is one. By the way, you guys can always add your suggestions directly to their Discord right here. I'll show you the Primal Discord right here. You can go over to their Discord. They have a suggestion log right here. You can see, right? Suggestion and the discussions about your suggestions. You can go over there and actually type your suggestions without hate, without a bunch of cuss words and all that. State your case about the changes you love to see in the game. They actually do look at this. People do vote on it, upvote or downvote, and then they look at it as a suggestion, discard it, or actually implement it. So this is somewhere you can actually type your suggestions for them to look at. Don't send it to me. You can always add it to the comment box below maybe, and we'll all talk about it whether it makes sense. But this is the right channel if you want to suggest anything to Primal, if you're in the mood to maybe help them make some changes that they are not yet seen. All right, that's the first one. I know that took some time, but let me head over to the second one. We've been doing a lot of champion training in the game. When I say champion training, the process where we take champions from 1-star to 2-star to 3-star to 4-star to 5-star to 6-star needs to be improved. Now, fine, they added this XP barrier that is supposed to help us take a champion from the lowest and instantly increase the champion level to the highest. Well, that's from 5-star to the highest of 5-star, right? Possibly possible level for their rank. So that's what they will to do. 5-star to be 50, 6-star to be 60, and so on. But they also released another, I can't see that one right now, or I don't have it, but they've made some improvements in that case. This is for those who have these items, or for spenders especially. But for the free-to-play players who always come here and click this and scroll down and click, we need a better way of doing this. They did had a ranking system, a sorting system, which is supposed to help you filter through, show only upgradable. These are all the little changes they made, but still what players are asking for is an easier way to do this. So when I take a champion who is already 2-star, without using the ranking system, I can just do a few sliders, not click. The clicking is too much basically. So whenever you want to do champion training, you just look at the champion training points required to get the resources, and you're thinking all the clicking you have to do to upgrade champions from 2-star, 3-star. Even if you're using chickens, right? Even if you, let's say you don't want to use this thing, I don't even have 2-star chickens, but even if you want to use chickens, it's still a long process. So they need to look for a way to simplify that. I have no suggestions on that front. I just know that champion training is a huge pain. As I'm currently doing it on the Noob to Pro, I know how hard it is. Now, while speaking of champion training, I might as well add this one into it, because one of the ways we do champion training best is by going into the campaign brutal and farming this over and over and over again. This is how we got our champions to 20, to 30, to 40 and all that. This is not a battle that we should be repeating 1,000 times in 2023 going to 2024. This is not a battle that a lot of players want to watch or sit watching. So something has to be improved in these campaign stages. That's what I'm trying to say. Even if it's not for newer players, of course there will be a level cap. If you're level 100 in the game, maybe that's when you can begin to benefit from all that brutal quick farming or super rates in these campaign stages. Something has to give. We're still spending the same amount of energy for the battles, but it has to be a lot faster. Just like they've added it to the clan boss. Guess that's my third point right here. So let me just make it at number 3 point, is for us to farm content a lot faster. And the first one that I'm talking about is brutal. I am sick and tired of fighting these brutal 12-3 battles. I have the energy, I have the champions, I don't have the time. And everything that I'll be saying here most likely will boil towards time and maybe resource management, but this is what I don't know I have time for. They've made it possible for you to click edit right here, use your multi battles to add a queue right here and select some champions 1, 2, 3 and do confirm it to auto farm for you and change the champions out for you, right? That was a quality of life improvement that benefits them, because you're limited in the amount of multi battles you could do per day. I want to fight 1,000 arena battles. You're giving me 30 multi battles. So this quality of life improvement they made wasn't for the player base in general. It was more for people to spend money and get these multi battles, and it's kind of restrictive. So this is not a future that I see. It's not in my, as far as I'm concerned, this does not exist for me, because I will never come up here and do this. Whether I'm a mobile player or a PC player, it's not something I'll do, because guess what? I have only 30 battles. So this is not something I would say is, maybe they'll increase the multi-battle limit to 100 a day, 200 a day. That's when I'll say, okay, maybe it's for everybody. Then when you exceed that limit, you still find yourself requesting for multi-battles. Then maybe if you want to spend on multi-battles, you can. But this is not something that should be gated. This is not something that should be a free feature for anybody to just come in here, select your champions and upgrade to 20, to 30, and they change themselves out. While raid is running, you could be doing errands, you could be doing other things. You're still spending time in the game, which is what they want. Spend time in the game, yes. But if you're not gonna let me instantly farm a battle and take a champion from 1 star to 20 with one campaign battle, at least add a little bit of more multi battles for us to farm it and stay longer in the game, and not just keep it with spending. All right, that's the third point right here. But we're not done with this making things faster in terms of multi battles, super raids or quick battles. The first one I'll head towards in campaign after that one is, next one is Mino, that I have on my list right here. Mino is another content that I'm done farming. Like when I say done, I mean I'm tired. It's not like I'll no longer farming it. I mean I'm tired of farming it repeatedly. Why? Because this has not changed in years also. This is where you get mastery scrolls for your champions which they need is important. But this is not a battle that anybody wants to repeat 1,000 times for every champion they have, again and again, repeat. This is not a battle that will also fail. I'm talking about end game players now. Even my noob to pro, which is at day 77, is currently consistently farming this minnow at stage 15. So you can see even newer players, 2 months, 3 months, or even less than a year old, are fighting this level 15 boss consistently on a daily basis to get minnow scrolls. It's time super rates gets added to this minnow. If you're not going to increase the amount of scrolls we get from it, I know that they are limiting it so that you can spend and buy these scrolls with gems. That's the reason behind it, and that's also wrong. So this is also something that should be improved. We're not asking for the amount of scrolls to be increased. We're not even asking for level 20, because that's probably something that we're not expecting anytime soon. So if you're not going to make super rates right here, add 5 more stages so we can farm at level 20 and get it at higher, maybe 10 scrolls per battle or something. So 10 red scrolls, I mean. So it's something that definitely they can look at, because this minnow has been ignored. New content is coming out. This is something that should be checked up on. Increase the number of levels, or add super rates here so we farm it easier and faster. All right, that's minnow. Then another one that is also coming up is this Iron Twins Fortress. This is also ignored by a lot of players, but at least for the end game players who are consistently farming it per day, you can see I've spent my keys for the day. I spent my gems, I spent my keys. This is a new content, and now it's gated one of those things that makes you spend 30 minutes to an hour just for this battle. For content that I farm consistently, the only thing that is going to make me stop farming this battle is because I do not have time to do it. So anything that is going to stop me, I have the gems, I have the energy, I have the keys, even that 6 keys per day, even if I will get nothing from it. Super rates. I'm not asking for the amount of rewards to be increased over here, because that will be me being greedy. At least super rates. I'm asking for super rates in all this content as a quality of life improvement for those players who are willing to farm this content consistently, repeatedly. It makes a great impact into the next video that I will do tomorrow, so you guys can watch that one. Faction Wars is another content that they've added super rates into, and I'm glad they did, because it used to take a long time to do this Faction Wars. I spent my 2 keys for the day, I'll be 2 battles for the day, 8 keys. So we are glad they finally added super rates into this one. So why not add it to the other content? I added it to my list without actually remembering they have actually done it. So the only thing that can be improved in all this, any content that currently has super rates, should be what? Quick battle. Yes, we currently have Faction Wars super rates. Please make it quick battle. For those players who have beaten it and are consistent in that content, they say, okay, what if the battle fails? Well, Faction War is not the place where if the battle fails, you lose your keys, right? You do not lose your keys if the battle fails. If the boss kills you, you just come back and use the key again. So quick battle is what is next improvement to Faction Wars. If something has super rates, it needs to be quick battle. Another content that currently has super rates that needs to be quick battle is these battles. Even if you feel sometimes it does have super rates permanently, which is amazing. The next improvement to this is quick battle. I do not want to spend 30 minutes of the day in this battle. For how long? This is what will eventually make players what's the word now? Burn out. Yeah, burn out from playing the game, because it's just repetitive every day. It gets boring, especially for those players at a certain level who can beat it consistently. Of course, before you let a player turn on quick battle, there should be a criteria to be met, right? And we've all met this criteria. We can beat it consistently without failing. So why not turn on quick battles in this? Even if we fail, the keys is not lost. We can repeat these battles again. So it makes no sense why they should not do it. All right, that's all the third point, talking about quick battles, super rates for all this dungeon content, and that we are so tired of repeating endlessly. The next number 4 point that I hope that they will do as a quality of life improvement is to improve the market. Yes, I have to say it again for those Playroom staffs in the back who are not yet hearing the community, that this is still nothing. For a newer account like my noob to pro, I don't think I've ever bought anything here besides mystery shards and those 5 ancient shards that they add for us. So if this is a market that players only buy mystery shards and ancient shards from since the game started, that's a problem. I know back in the day, people used to buy some speed artifacts right here. But right now, the general consensus of players in the game is that never buy gear from here. So why is gear still in this market? If we'll all agree as a community that we will never buy gear from here, we've all told newer players to never do it either. So why are we still seeing gear here? I don't know what else they want to add to this market. I don't know how much they want to charge to it. I just know that it's time this market gets a revamp, because you can't keep repeating these things when players do not buy. Leave the 1 star, leave the 2 star. There are players who actually need this to upgrade their champions, who don't have mystery shards. They buy this. Yes, but you see this gear that nobody buys? It's a trap for newer players to come in here and spend all their silver. That's what it is at this point. It's just cruel to let it sit here. And what about endgame players? It means this is not a market we look at. This market should be for everybody. Newer players should have some things. Endgame players should have some things right here. Mystery shards is not the only thing that we should be getting from this market. That's another improvement that has already been suggested a lot in the Discord. I've seen it. So it's time I say it again, so maybe they'll remember that, oh, we were supposed to change something about our market. Let's do it because Brick says so. All right, the next thing is shards. Yes, everybody favorite thing, but not what you think. I'm not saying anything about Primal shards. No, I'm ignoring that, because as a free-to-play player, Primal shards and all this going on, secret shards, drop rates and all that, it only applies to spenders, right? For free-to-play player who are all about efficiency, what we're asking for shard events, especially the 10x events that we always ignore, that we say is a scam. 10x is a scam. 10x is a scam. One more time for the people in the back, 10x is a scam. I said it's not an anger video. Let's just calm down about it. But yeah, 10x really boils my blood whenever I see it in raid. So we need to say it again for them to improve that. The chances of you getting a legendary stays the same, but when you do get a legendary, it should be a 20-time chance of getting that legendary or the epic. That's what a 10x should be. And just like I'm talking about, the 10x is going on right now, right, for all these amazing champions. And the chances of you getting them remains the same. Well, it is improved due to Primal, but you will get 5 legendaries and they are not part of any of these 10x announced one. That's why people call it a scam. That how can I get 5 legendaries and none of them were these 3 listed here? It makes no sense. It doesn't make, especially the fact that you, Plarium, increase the number of legendary champions in the pool. We all know that we get a legendary every month, It has been going on for a year, for 2 or for 3 years. So imagine the amount of legendaries that have been added to the game. So we are not through even mystery shards. Sometimes we get 5 legendaries in a month, right? When they just release 5 champions in a row, 4 champions in a row, new champions. So that happens a lot, and a lot of champions have been added to the pool. We can't keep making a 10x when the amount of champions has been increased. It seems it's being done on purpose. Let's increase the number of champions without increasing the 10x chances of getting them. And so they keep thinking they will get these 3 amazing champions, but no, you will not get this champion. You will get 5 legendaries. You still don't get a Theodore. Then you know what I'm saying, that 10x is a scam. That's why I will never encourage anybody to pull for 10x champions, 10x events, except they make changes to that 10x, except you're going for something else maybe. And I will never pull for a 10x except during a fusion event. I'm just pulling shots for that fragment fusion event, because I know 10x is a scam. Even if I got a crazy on a 10x, it still doesn't matter. It's still a scam. All right, that's the only point I'll make about shards. I'm not talking about this one because everybody have said enough about it. All right, what about artifacts, accessory storage? That's the next point on number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that the 6th point that I wanted to make right here? That we do have, I think we do have enough storage right now for our vault and our reserve vault that they did. Good job. I'm not asking for more storage to store champions. What I'm asking for is more storage to store artifacts. You've increased a lot of champions. We've built a lot of champions. We are farming a lot of newer content. You increased dungeon hard mode. Now we are farming hard mode Fire Knight, hard mode Dragon, hard mode Spider. But the amount of storage to store all those new gear, this mythical gear, is still the same. Are you saying I should now start deleting my legendary gear in order to make space? for mythical. Makes no sense. So because of that, I no longer keep rares. You can see even my speed gear, rare one. Normally we used to keep a lot of rare gear, right? But now I'm kind of, when I want to sell, the first thing I sell is rare gear. It shouldn't be so. I have some good rares. Sometimes rares are even better than some epics or some legendaries, right? So making us sell our rare gear because we are out of space is just bad. So 1300 over 1300 is not what a player should be all the time. Right now I have to do a gear cleanse at start. Well, I have to sell all the 5-star first of all. Even in a new account like my Noob to Pro, which is day 77, I started selling all 5-star gear because no storage space. So that's something that should be done right here. We need a little bit more storage space. Maybe 1005. You see, I'm not asking for 2000 storage space because I'm being reasonable. It's time this storage space increased by an additional 200 maybe, and then maybe in a year again it adds again. But for now we need a lot more storage space because new champions have come out, new gear have come up that we can farm and get and save them, because we shouldn't be selling our old good gear for new trash gear space. That's what I think about artifact and accessory storage space right here. All right, on this 7th point, legendary skill tomes sources. Legendary skill tomes is one resource that I would never have enough of in Raid Surge of Legends. I do a lot of champion guides. I farm a lot of endgame content, including Ultra Nightmare and Nightmare. That's the only two places I can say consistently that we get this from. With all the champions being added in the game, some given to you for free as a 7-day login, some getting from Hydra, some getting from Doom Tower, a lot of champions coming into the game, new shards to even get some new ones. But still, the major resource you need to activate their skills is locked behind Ultra Nightmare and Nightmare. All the new content that came out did not include any of these legendary skill tomes. I'm not even going to talk about this new mythical skill tome node. All I'm concerned about is this one, because this is what a lot of players will benefit from. So if out of all my champions, the only thing that will be holding back some of them that make me not even use them or build them, the only thing is skill tomes. You can see no skill tomes right here on this champion, no skill tomes on this one. Even my Michinaki, no skill tomes. So there are a lot of champions that we have that we simply do not have the books to make viable. Not just as a beginner player, even not just as an endgame player who is doing Ultra Nightmare. Imagine me doing Ultra Nightmare complaining. What about newer players like my 77-day-old account, which just has only attack, and for the past 2 months I've been trying to book attack. 2 months attack. Maybe now going up to Emic is the next champion. Maybe in the next 3 months I'll be able to fully book Emic. It makes no sense. I'm not saying newer players should get unlimited access to legendary skill tome, but at least endgame players should have a content where we can consistently get this, not just events and tournament at the last milestone. That's just cruel to make us spend all our resources for one legendary skill tomes, and we do push for it because we need it so bad. That's one of the most scarce resources that you could ever lock behind a paywall right here in Raid. If you're not a champion, if you're not a player who builds a lot of champions, you have a lot of these. But I am a person who likes to build all my champions that I get. I guess that's why I run out of it all the time, and that's why I don't even fully upgrade some of champions skill tomes until now. So maybe that's something players should look at. Legendary skill tomes, epic skill tomes are a lot. Yes, you do get a lot of epics. Right now on my 77-day-old account, I have all my epics fully booked, and I have excess epics coming in from all sources. So good job on that. Epics skill tomes are everywhere, but legendary skill tomes need to have a lot more places to be dropping, more than just only Ultra Nightmare and Nightmare clan boss rewards right here. We need a lot more places to get it than just this place, or maybe add 2 right here. Maybe. And now we're coming over to my last point right here in improvement, quality of life improvement that could be done to Raid to make it a lot more enjoyable for the players, spenders, or free to play. Add Primal quartz to more content. Add Primal quartz. I didn't ask for Primal shards. You see this Primal quartz, this one? Add it to more content. Don't add 20, don't add 10, add 1. add 2, add 5 to more content. What content? The clan boss that I just opened right now reminded me of it, that even if you're doing Ultra Nightmare, it takes a while to get here. It takes a long grind to get here. At least add something right here. It's time that Ultra Nightmare rewards right here gets improved, or clan boss or Hydra rewards in general gets improved. And the Primal quartz, if there is 2 right here or 3, it's a quality of life improvement. I didn't say add 20, add 10. No, it's too much. It's gonna make it easier for people to get Primal and mythical champions, right? Yeah. But at least if you add 1 or 2 right here, it would still take me 100 days of farming the Ultra Nightmare to get 1 Primal shard. So just little improvements like that can make those players who do not want to buy this, because I know it's all targeted at spenders, but to make your company look less greedy. That's all it means. So the newer players will still get that reward, but it will take them longer time. But the spenders will just go buy the Primal shards. You still have a win-win situation right here. Newer players will have, I mean free-to-play players will get it, but it will take them forever. It's not even in Ultra Nightmare. Oh, I think they only put it to Hydra Clash, right? That's the only place. It's not even the Hydra. So even if I'm beating the Hydra at Nightmare, the biggest chest, I get no quartz. Just add a little. Forget about the clan boss. What about here? That's the last point, the 8th point right here that I had to make for some changes that Playroom could do to make this game a lot more enjoyable, less time consuming. It's currently 6 p.m. and I've been playing Raid all day. No, I wasn't trying to create content all day till 6. No, I just hit the record button 30 minutes ago and recorded this button at 6 p.m. because I've been playing in the free-to-play account. I'm playing on my main account. I was doing Fire Night. I was doing a gear cleanser. There's too much to do in this game. So that's the quality of life improvement that will decrease the amount of time we spend in the game. I do have a Genshin Impact game to go play. At least imagine a game that I'm looking forward to go play. Raid is no longer a game you look, oh, let me wake up, oh, I want to go build that champion, I want to play Raid. It's not like that. It's now like a chore. I'm actually looking forward to doing my daily missions, daily commissions on Genshin Impact. Not because it's fun or anything, because I know I go in there 5 minutes, I do my dailies, I get the Primal gems, I log out. Takes me 5-10 minutes. I'm done with Genshin Impact. Go switch to other first-person shooter game or something. We gamers like to play 3-4 different games at the same time. Yes, we're crazy like that. We don't like to get bored on one game. So if I'm having fun on Genshin, I will stay. If I'm having fun on Raid, I will stay. But I'm seeing Raid as a chore, which is taking me away from other games that I'm supposed to be testing out, trying out, playing with this my brand new gaming PC. Only Raid. All right, let me end it right here. Tomorrow I have a new content that is coming up. It's going to be talking about 5 content in Raid that is not worth you spending your time on at all. So check out that video when I post it tomorrow on Sunday. I'll record it right now so you guys can watch it tomorrow because I'm not playing Raid tomorrow. Later, guys. Like I said, there is a Discord where you can go make your suggestions for Raid to actually see them and read them and get some feedback on it from other community players. So this is just me thinking about 8 things that I think will greatly improve the game, quality of life improvement that they can make to improve our lives. Later, guys.